The scheduling view, or sometimes called the activities view, is the module in IPA that you will use to set up your calendar. So we're discussing meeting times. When is the lecture going to meet? When is the discussion going to meet? Or any questions like that that we care about. You can see here we're looking at fall quarter specifically. This is important because obviously if we wanted winter quarter or spring quarter, we would need to switch to them. So this view, this entire page only pertains to fall quarter and only for the 1920 academic year. You see here on the left we have this list of course offerings that I can scroll through. And then over here on the right we just have a blank calendar currently. And then we have two filter buttons here. The filter button on the left helps us filter this list, and the filter button on the right helps us filter data that will appear here in this calendar. So I'm going to go ahead and just click anywhere in this big gray box for ECS 10A, and you'll see a few things just happened. The left sidebar split itself. I'm going to actually go ahead, this button up here toggles the sidebar from being minimized or not, and so I'm going to go ahead and just click this to give us a little bit more space. So I just, you can toggle this at any time on any page, but it's especially useful on this page. So the left area of the page split itself in two. I still have this list of courses, but it's a lot skinnier now. And it looks like I'm looking now here at a details area for ECS 10A. I see that there's a discussion and a lecture that applies to all sections. And then I can also just take a look at a specific section, like section A01, and see its lecture and discussion. In this case, because I only have one section, these two rows and these two rows are the same. If I had activities that pertain to only one section, you would see it only in this section. You wouldn't see it here in this all sections area. On the right, we now see information in our calendar. We have, looks like 8 to 8:50, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, ECS 10A, that's what we're looking at, and then this parentheses A, that's the activity type. I believe A is lecture, but let's go ahead and just click on this, find out what this is. And you can see something happened over here. It went ahead and selected, indeed, there we go, it selected the lecture for A01 for us. We can see the location is provided by the registrar, so I don't have anything to fill in yet. And then here we go, if I just kind of keep scrolling, we can change the time. So 50 minutes, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, at 8, at 9, at 10. I'm actually going to go ahead and put it at 9, and you'll see it takes a moment, but then it updates. And we have, this is very nice, we have sort of the registrar's standard time patterns, plus we've added a few in case we're allowed to do that. How often does it repeat? You know, what days of the week is it on? If it has a non-standard time pattern, such as what we see here plus Tuesday, I can just click this to get Tuesday added. I can also do something strange if I wanted to, like say it ended at 9:45. Again, this is all pending the registrar's approval. So when you submit this data, you might be told not to do this. And then if I had any custom space instead, actually, I can click here on this custom, select the custom location that the course is going to be offered. Now this list of locations needs to be set up in your work group under the Locations tab, which you can get to by clicking on this gear icon, and information on how to do that is covered in a separate video on the work group page. I'm going to go ahead and say it's held in the coffee house, because that sounds like good fun. And this looks pretty good to me. I'm going to go ahead now and click over to ECS 15, where I could recreate this process. In this case, I never made any sections for ECS 15, so I'll just go ahead and let's do 3 sections here. 3 sections now, but no activities, so all sections are going to share a lecture. You'll see this, this star indicates that these are the ICMS approved activities, but we give you all of the activities just in case you're changing something this year, you're planning a year ahead. We don't want to have to wait for the ICMS approval just to enable you to do your planning. So that's why you have all these other options. But in this case, nothing has changed. We are going to offer the lecture, and then for A01, it's going to have a discussion section. AO2 and AO3 have discussion sections. Now let's set the time for this lecture. Very similar process. I'll make it, in this case, just to kind of change things up, a 1 10-minute course, Tuesday, Thursday. Let's say it's 4:10 to 6, and there we go. Appears right on the calendar. AO1 discussion, I can click here and I can go ahead and set its time as well. We'll go ahead and say it's 50 minutes, Monday, Wednesday, at 9 o'clock, and then there you go. It appears right there. If I'm curious how this overlaps with, say, ECS 10, you'll see that there are these little check boxes on the left side, and I can just check one. I'm not going to click on this whole box. I'm going to just check this tiny box right here specifically. And as you can see, that now brings in other courses. So we can start to look at multiple courses at the same time. If I had assigned any instructors, I could filter down and say only show me Jeremy's courses, only show me Lloyd's courses, show me only courses for server administration. I could also go over here and say, only show me courses that occur in the coffee house, turn Mondays off. Wouldn't that be nice? And in a nutshell, this enables us to go ahead and list out when our activities are going to happen. Typically, you would do this after inputting your courses in the courses module and after you've assigned instructors in the instructors module.